Again, because now it's recording. All right, Heather, it's yours.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is the Seniors Network, and we're going to be learning marketing and lead gen with Kelly Wheeler. I just have to thank Kelly Wheeler for stepping in. We had a last minute cancellation, and I called Kelly, and Kelly, thank you for helping us out here. Kelly, it's all yours. Go for it.
You got it. So I'm going to share my screen in just a minute. Before I do, I just opened up the chat bar. This will help me as I guide you guys. And Heather, if you could, I'm not going to monitor any questions. So if questions come up, I'm going to make this a casual night, right? So I don't mind stopping and answering questions as we go. So we're not going to be all hoity-toity on here. So if you can look at those and maybe filter any questions that come up. But what I'd like you guys to do is hit the chat bar. Tell me what your primary lead generation strategy is right now. And if you don't have one, just put don't have one. But I'd like to see your responses to that as I get going. And those of you that are on Facebook or YouTube, if you're live, just drop a comment in YouTube or drop a comment in Facebook. I want to know what you guys are doing for lead generation. So this will help me as I guide this conversation along. Okay, we got Google Ads, referrals from Realtor Spear. And that's Debbie, that's a pretty popular one. Becky, I like that answer, Becky. I hear that a lot from agents. Referrals, past clients. So we're a lot of referrals here. Google Ads, Prime Street. That's a new one for me. I have to check that one out. So it looks like we have a ton of referral-based businesses. And that's great because the thing I like about referrals and sphere of influence is there's very little competition. You know, I've got an attorney that gives me houses to list from time to time for probate, and those are referral based. And I got to tell you, he gives these leads to me. There is no other realtor hunting in that game. These referrals are the easiest ones to list. Typically, there's no indication of arguing or dissenting about commission. So for those of you doing referral based, God bless you. Great source of lead generation in terms of building your business. However, the negative part of this, unless you're a power agent and you've got 3 to 10,000 people that you've dealt with in the last 5 to 7 to 8 to 10 years, referral based income isn't necessarily going to get you over the hoop. So what we want to do is we want to layer referral based marketing or referral based real estate business with other avenues that can bring in cash flow. I had a teacher tell me one time, and this is so true for agents. At the end of the day, we all have bills. We've got mortgages, cars, and I've got a lot of marketing bills, like stuff that I use and train my agents on. But at the end of the day, we don't really have a bill problem when it comes down to whether or not we can live comfortably. We have a cash flow problem. And the best way to handle a cash flow problem is to get some closings. I remember I had an agent call me one time and was complaining to me. He's like, "Oh, I just don't know if I should stay in real estate. I just am not making enough money." And man, I fired that agent up. I said, you know what? You got to choose. Do you want to go, nothing wrong with working at Walmart, but do you want to go be a door greeter, or do you want to make an income commensurate with why you got into real estate? So I told that agent, you got a cash flow problem. Let's see how we can solve it. So what I want to do today is present some scenarios to you guys. Now, let me give a disclaimer. You don't have to do anything that I'm going to train on tonight, but I want to open up your eyes to some possibilities for your marketing. I'm even going to launch a campaign right before your eyes. I'm literally going to launch a campaign and have it live so you can see how easy this is. Now, when we deal with lead generation and marketing, guys, I think one of the things that we have to get under control is costs. And as an agent, we can control our costs simply by picking things that fit within our personality, that fit within the way we want to do business, and then controlling what we spend. Agents are funny. I'm guilty. Don, you're probably, I don't know if you're guilty, but you might have been in the past, but we get shiny object syndrome, right? We want to just, holy crap, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Workplace, whether you're with EXP or Keller Williams has their own private group and Caldwell has their own, if you're on these, all these agents, try this lead source, get OpCity, go get this one, go get Realtor.com, get Zillow. We get crazy inundated with just tons of things. And so what I want to do is I want to bring some clarity to it. And I'm going to share with you what we're doing on our team that's working. And you guys can learn from this. You guys can take from this. And please understand, I'm not telling you to do what I do, but if you like what I do, find something similar to it and duplicate the results, because for me, marketing now is kind of like breathing. Once I get the marketing ball rolling, it just takes a life of its own. Now, the good news with what we do is you don't have to be super techie. I got a lot of agents that follow me that do what I do, and they enjoy it because they don't have to really be super techie. However, you do have to get in and learn some of the basic principles. And one more thing, and then I'm going to share my screen. Guys, one of the things that can be your best friend when it comes to marketing can also be a very bad enemy is YouTube. And if you have a question regarding marketing and implementation, you simply go to YouTube and do a keyword search. And I'll give you for instance, the CRM that we get with our brokerage is called KV Core. I know Keller Williams has their own CRM and some of the other companies utilize different CRMs. But at the end of the day, it's just a warehouse for your leads. But sometimes, especially us older agents, we can get to a point where we're like, oh, this is just too difficult. So with KV Core, I have a lot of agents that call me and say, hey, Kelly, can you help me out? I don't know how to do this thing. Drip email campaigns. Oh my gosh, I just don't know what to do. So what I tell agents is this: go to YouTube before you bother anybody else. Type in the thing you're looking to do. In this case, how to create a drip email campaign in KV Core. And there will be lots of videos. At night, watch a couple of them until you can duplicate what they do, right? How to run a Facebook lead. Now, there's going to be a lot of videos on this, but you can find a couple videos that really fit with your personality and watch them until you have the basic principle down, right? And I'm just giving you some examples. It could be anything. I've got agents that join my team, and the first thing I do is I send them videos on YouTube on how to do an as-is contract in Stellar, right? Which is our local MLS. I want the agents knowing how to do that. And there's videos on YouTube for this. So get to learn YouTube and keyword searching with regard to educating yourself on marketing. So now let's talk a little bit about what works. And again, these are my opinions, and what doesn't work, and opening up your eyes to some different types of marketing other than referral based, right? So one of the things, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now. And by the way, guys, if you want to follow me on YouTube, I have on one YouTube channel about almost 5,500 agents that subscribe to my channel. I've got another 13,000 agents that follow me on other social media sites. But this YouTube page, it's called Real Estate Marketing Ninjas. Go and find it when this thing's done. Go ahead and hit subscribe and the bell. You'll be notified when I drop marketing videos. But guys, on the video tab, I have got hundreds of marketing videos. And I try to create these videos for agents to simplify the process of learning basic marketing. A lot of my videos have marketing ideas for free lead generation. So check out the Real Estate Marketing Ninjas, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I go live with these videos. So without further ado, let me show you something right now, because this hones in on controlling your marketing. So how many of you, and I'll let you guys drop a comment in the chat, how many of you guys have used Zillow to buy leads? And based on everybody doing a lot of past clients and referrals, I'm going to probably say very few of you, but how many of you have used Zillow to purchase leads? I'll be interested to see if anybody says yes.
Everybody's saying nope.
Everybody's saying nope. So wait. Debbie Gentry said 2009 through 2015. That's back when the leads were not expensive. They're crazy now. All right, good. So 2 quick stories, and then I'm going to jump into a really cool marketing technique you can use. Realtor.com called me a couple months ago, and I like to play devil's advocate because I am a marketer and I'm techie, and I like to play with these salespeople, kind of act like an agent that doesn't know, his face from a hole in the ground. And so I had Realtor.com call me. It was a lady called me, and she opens up with, Kelly, we saw your profile and you're doing so good. We think you'd be a good fit. Would you like to talk about Realtor.com leads? And so I'm like, well, tell me about it. God bless you. I've been waiting on you calling me. So she proceeds to tell me how they have a plan, and it's 40 leads and it's only $350 a month. So what she didn't tell me, because my mind started turning and I almost bit the bait. I'm thinking 40 leads, that's almost 500 Realtor.com leads. Now, if somebody's going to Realtor to search for houses, that's a premium lead, because people don't go to Realtor because they're looking for handbags. They're going because they have a real estate need. Same thing with Zillow. So she said, but now those leads, the $350 package for the 40 leads, those are shared. But if you pay $470 a month, you'll get 25 leads, but they're exclusive. And so I'm thinking, well, $470 is not too bad. 25 leads, that's 250, that's almost 300 leads a year. I could probably close 7 or 8 of those. So I'm thinking, so I said to her, yeah, it's not that bad for 25 leads a month. And she said, oh no, Mr. Wheeler, that's 25 leads for the year. And I'm thinking to myself, how many agents give them a credit? Because when you give them a credit card, you sign an obligation for 12 months. That's $5,000 for 25 leads. For gosh sakes, that's crazy. So if you guys get called by Realtor.com, please listen to the Real Estate Ninja. Hang up. It's not worth it. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. The other one is Zillow. And I wanted to illustrate this by, I pulled up my account on Zillow, and one of the zip codes that I currently live in, it's 34711. I live in a city called Claremont, Florida, and I'm not that far from the Villages, which is where Donald is. I'm about 25 minutes outside of Disney World and Orlando. And here in the 34711, I want to show you how crazy this is. If I wanted to give them $250 a month, Donald, I don't know if you can see this. Heather, can you see this? Can you see how many leads I'm going to get for $250 a month? Heather, unmute yourself real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to do this again. Let's see if I can duplicate this.
Not many.
Did you see how many leads am I getting for $250 a month?
Not many.
I'm getting less than half a lead.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
I wasn't born quite yesterday, Donald, but that don't look like a good deal for me.
No,
Right?
not one bit.
So in order for me, and I don't even think I can do it because most of this territory is built out, but let's just say I want to give them $1,200 a month. I don't even know if they'll let me. See, there's not enough left. So $1,000 a month. Okay, guys, $1,000 a month. I'm going to get 1.6 connections a month. Now, I'm good at what I do, Donald, but I'm not going to close 100% of every lead that I get, correct? If I give them $1,000 and it's a $350,000 deal, and it takes me, say it takes me 10 leads to close one, I'm at 10 grand. I'm actually going backwards. So I don't know how these guys, this guy down here at 49%, that 1,000 represents 6%. That means this guy right here is dropping about 12 grand on that zip code, maybe more for leads, right? So I think we can all collectively agree that maybe this is not a good way to spend your marketing dollars. Can I get an amen on the chat? Yes or no? Would you buy a Zillow lead?
But it's already being fixed. It's being fixed.
Uh-oh, somebody's talking. Hey, if you're talking, mute yourself because we can hear you. All right, so I'm saying right now that's probably not a good source of income for us to spend to get leads. So what are we left with? So I'm going to show you 2 or 3 things that I currently do, and you're welcome to duplicate them. Before I show you one of the things that I do, and Donald has followed me for a while, he knows I'm big into direct mail, I'm big into Facebook ads, I'm big into systems, I'm big into offers, I'm big into making sure you have good follow-up. because it doesn't do you any good if you're going to go out and generate leads if you don't follow up and then convert these leads. Now, let me give you a quick story. I do a lot of for sale by owner marketing, so I send postcards out quite frequently to FSBOs. And when I get a FSBO, they get 5 postcards from me in a span of 5 weeks. Last year, I did about $65,000 in GCI, and I spent about $400 in cards. Okay. And that was just with FSBOs. So about 3 months ago, I sent a card to a neighborhood here in Groveland, which is 12 minutes away. And it was to a FSBO, and he called me and he said, "Hey, I got your card. I'm thinking about selling." And I went and met him, and I listed his home, and we sold it for above ask, which nothing to do with me. It's the market, but we sold it quickly and we sold it right. And I decided I was going to start geo farming that neighborhood once that house closed. Now, for those of you that are on board with us, or if you're watching live, geo farming is just simply where I'm going to take that neighborhood and I'm going to farm to that neighborhood every month to try to get somebody that says, "Hey, I'm thinking of selling my house." So I closed his home and made about $9,500 on that one. And I went ahead and sent my first cards out. So let me show you the first card that I sent out. I'm going to go to and by the way, I'm going to now spend some time in one of my 3 softwares I'm going to show you called Mailbox Power. And I'm going to walk you through how I use this. But I want to share with you the card that I started sending to his neighborhood and show you how ugly it is, but it's already yielded results. So here is the first card I sent to him. Not him, but the neighborhood. Hey, and it auto-populates the first name of all the homeowners that I pulled their data from. Thinking about selling in the next 12 months? Scan the code with your cell phone for a special offer. On that QR code, there's a video of me talking about what I do that's different. So I sent that card to his neighborhood 2 months ago, and nobody called me. That's okay. This is the long haul game. Then what I did is I sent this card. Now, let me back up for a minute. If you'll notice on this card, I took a satellite image of his neighborhood. If I'm going to market, I want my marketing to be looked at. How many postcards do you guys get you throw away, right? I want my postcards to have the first name of the client or the homeowner, and I want something on the front of that card to be something of a close association with him. So in this case, it's a satellite image of his neighborhood. So the next thing I did is I drove to the neighborhood and I took a couple pictures of the front entrance, which is where he lives, and I developed this card. This is his subdivision's front entrance. It's called Crane's Landing. So this card went out. I sold 2 homes in Crane's Landing recently for $36K over asking. Find out how much profit you can have in your home. Variable listing commission helps you profit more. Jim, Sam, Samantha, Tammy, whatever, thinking of selling. And when they turn the card over, I have a whole slew of offers, right? Now, when that second card went out, I had a gentleman call me. "Hey, Kelly, I just got your second," he told me, "your second card. I'm thinking of selling my house. Can you sell it for me?" And I went, let me think about it. Yes, I'll do that. So I met him and his wife the next day, listed his home, and he's buying another home. So let's walk this back for a minute. I initially sent a for sale by owner in that neighborhood a card. Cost me 55 cents for the card. I listed that for sale by owner. That's one listing. Then I picked up another listing, and he's a buyer. So by the time I close all 3 of these deals, done, closed, I'll be at about $25,000 in GCI. Guys, I spent $130 approximately to this day on those cards to that neighborhood. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be farming that neighborhood every month, once a month. They're going to get a card from me, because not everybody in the neighborhood is going to be listing this month. But during the next 12 months, there's going to be people with listings. Now, my farming strategy is totally different than just about everybody else out there. If those of you that are watching me have heard of Every Door Direct Mail. Don, are you saying something's wrong with my speakers? Unmute yourself if you don't mind. Let me know.
No, it's not.
No, someone
No,
else, and
Oh, okay.
and
All
she's
right.
fine now.
Okay, good. So guys, I highly recommend you stay away from something called Every Door Direct Mail. That's where you go and buy a zip code, and the minimum is like 500 addresses. And then you go and you order a bunch of cards and you give them to the post office. None of those cards are personal to the homeowner. It usually says, "Dear resident," right? And then that post office delivers a card to everybody in that zip code or that area that you bought. The problem with that is, and let me ask you this, do you think everybody in your neighborhood is going to sell their home this year? Nope. You're only looking for people that are statistically the most probable. So what I did, guys, is I went into my system and I bought a mailing list using their lead generation software for this neighborhood. And guys, I want you to follow me. This is one of the strongest lead generation strategies and conversions I've used in 10 years. Now, you do not have to use my company that I use. Go find one if you don't like this one. But whatever you do, find one. I've used them all and I've settled on this one as being the best, but there's a couple other companies out there that you can do postcards through. But find one that has a lead generation software and postcards and do this starting in March, right? So what I did, and I'm going to make this real simple. I'm going to use my address because I'm farming my neighborhood now. So I'm going to use my neighborhood and show you how I pulled a list of people that I'm going to farm to. So first thing I did is I clicked every individual. Then for geography, I'm going to do a radius around my address.
And we'll all be over for dessert after that.
Huh?
We'll all be over for dessert after this.
There you go. I love it. So what I'm trying to do, guys, is I only want to pull people in my neighborhood. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting this down to about 0.8 miles from my address. And I live on this lake right here. I have a lakefront home, but this entire area is my neighborhood. And guys, I want you to see there's 3,105 addresses in my neighborhood I could market to. I don't want to market to 3,100 people because 97% of these people are not listing this year. Think about it. According to NAR, 5 to 6 years plus before people think of selling. They need to have a good credit score because if they're selling, they're going to be buying. They've got to have equity in the home unless they're going through a foreclosure, but most people aren't. So in order to sell the home, who wants to sell their home and have to pay to sell it or not have enough money at the sell to go buy another one? So I'm looking for specific signs, targeted signs that I'm willing to spend my money on and bet that they are my good client, the most concentrated client. So the next thing I'm going to do for my neighborhood is I'm going to get rid of everything but single family homes. I'm going to look for everybody that's been living in their home for 6+ years. I'm also going to want to pull everybody in my neighborhood that makes at least $65K or more a year. And then the last thing, I'm getting rid of renters. I only want homeowners. Back to geography. So in this square that's in this circle, that's my neighborhood, I'm only going to be dealing with homeowners, 65K or more a year in income, been living there for 6+ years. Now I need to get this list down a little bit. I'm looking for lists between 1 and 300 people. So right now I'm at about 1,022 homeowners that fit that criteria, but that's still too much for me. Now I want to go ahead and do home values over 250K. I realistically, I kind of go 300K and up. But if you're watching this video and you're in California, there is no $300,000 homes, right? If you're in some parts of California, my home would probably sell for $1.5 million in California. So your numbers are going to look different than mine. So you'll adjust these numbers per geographical location. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to get rid of people that don't have good credit. So let's go to 650 and see what happens. Now, remember, we had 3,200 people in that geographical location. So right here, 3,500, let me get it in a little bit tighter. So this is my neighborhood. This is where I live. I live right there. Perfect. So 372 people. Now, if I wanted, I could change this number to 7+, because the tighter I get my demographic, the better my list quality. So I'm going to leave it here. Let's see what the number is. So 350 people out of 3,500 fit my criteria of possible sellers in the next 12 months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy that 350. It's going to cost me $33. Once I buy that, I own it. I can market to them once a month. Now here's where the magic starts. Okay. I'm going to buy that list. It's going to go into my dashboard. I'm going to retitle that list Lakeview Point Geo Farm, because I like to farm 1 to 5 neighborhoods every month. So I want to make sure that when I create a card for Lakeview Geo Farm, it's going to be something specific to Lakeview. So I'm going to go back to once I own that list of 350. And by the way, let me bring up a calculator so you see how crazy this is. Hold on. So what does it cost me to send out 350 cards to my neighborhood once a month? $182. So going back to the Zillow example, Heather, if you're still with me, unmute yourself. Or Don, if you're with me.
I am. No, I'm still with
Okay.
you. I'm actually about to drop the link for Mailbox Power for people
Okay.
to have it. if you need it.
Perfect. Please do that. So here's the thing. Zillow, Heather, do you remember $250 bought me how much of a lead? Do you remember?
Less than one.
It was 0.41. $250 for half of a lead. Here, I've got 350 leads every month I'm marketing to for about $182 in the cost of the card. That's everything. That 182 covers all 350 people. So guys, nationally, I can take that 182. Let's just take the 182 in one neighborhood. You should be closing on the low end, 2.5%. Guys, that's almost 5 deals a year if you're weak. Like if you just stumble through this. I'm going to close 10 of these a year because I'm that good. And I don't mean that arrogantly. I do it, right? But for an average agent in one neighborhood, that's 4.55 deals. And the average commission here is going to be $8,500, 38 grand in one neighborhood farming. Now let's see what it costs me. 187 times 12, $2,200 for the entire year for me to farm my neighborhood to make $38,000 to $45,000.
Now,
I don't know where
Kelly,
else you can get those kind of numbers.
no, but Kelly, the best part is as we know,
Yep.
in the senior sector, this area for homeowners is huge, especially owning your home over 30 years.
Yep.
40 years, they're ready to sell. So it's an untapped market. And this would be great to be able to even farm to a larger area with residents that have been there 30 years plus.
So it's funny that you said that. I wasn't going to go there, but let me tag off of that. For those of you that are on this call or on this video, and Don and Heather, you guys would agree. What 2 states should you be marketing to in the 55 plus crowd?
New York,
Where?
New York.
And what else?
California.
Thank you.
California.
Okay, so New York, New Jersey, and California are the 3 states that everybody that is on this call should be marketing to. Here's why. The seniors are leaving in droves to come where? Texas and Florida. Don lives in an area that is, in my humblest opinion, probably the best 55 plus area on the planet. As a matter of fact, in the last 2 years, the Villages, Florida has gotten so competitive, you wouldn't even think it's a 55 plus because you list a home out there, it's gone, right? What's going on is these Californians are paying state income tax, New Yorkers, New Jersey. They're living in a 2,900 square foot home that they've owned and they're selling it for $1.5 million. And guess what? They're coming down here and buying a freaking mansion in the Villages for $400,000 paying cash, right? So this software back to, and let me go back and show you how powerful this is. If you want to farm and work in the 55 plus, you go to the mailing list, order a mailing list, come over here and do individual, geography, anywhere in the United States.
Do Los Angeles, do 91436.
91436.
1436. And
Okay,
then the
let's see how many.
homeowners that own it 30 years or more, wait till you see how huge this is. Will they allow you 15 plus years?
Hold on. but it gets
And I
better,
would
it gets
even go
better.
a million, a million plus, because those homes in that area are of $1 million plus now.
Let's just see. And I can
And
do
you can
network.
do that range a couple miles out. You don't have to just keep it there. And
Well, let's just
I
see.
mean,
We were
it's-
at 2,200. Let's see what we get now because I'm going to, okay, 18, but watch this. Now we're going to go up here.
I
And we're
mean,
going-
and that's $1 million range, guys.
Yeah, but check this out.
California.
Now I'm going to go and get rid of everybody but 55 plus.
Right.
And I can do this anywhere in the United States, zip, city, or neighborhood.
So when you see the amount of people that lie under this, it's unbelievable.
So check this out. Here's the 871.
871.
Now you don't have to buy all 8. You can buy all 871 if you want. Okay, it's $78. You now own that list. Now here, if you had the funds to do this, it's going to cost you $871. It's going to cost you about 53 cents a card. The card's free on my plan. I just pay the postage. So for guys, check this out. Holy crap. $461 a month if you can afford that. Remember, half a Zillow lead is 250 freaking bucks. Now I've got
Okay, and these are $1 million homes.
$1 million homes.
homes.
$461.63 times 12. So if you had the budget to do this for the year, $5,500, you are marketing to almost 1,000 of the perfect buyer, cash buyer coming to Florida to golf and have the beaches, the Magic Kingdom. They're paying cash. They're banking bucks for their home, and they're coming down here. And if I were anywhere near a 55 plus development that was hopping, I would be on this like white on rice. Anyway, these are just some of the things you guys can do, but I want to take this a step further, and then I'm going to show you one more thing. And Heather, how long do we have here? I don't want to go too long.
We got another half hour.
Okay, good. I'll try to make this good.
A little
So-
question and answer, maybe.
Okay,
if we
so
can.
guys, this thing even automates it. So let's take this 871 again. If I bought that, I can simply go into my automations tab. Once I've got my cards designed, I go into automations. I can create an automation and do a 12-month, 1 card a month automation to that list of 871. Push a button and I'm done. Now this software every 30 days will send out a card on your behalf if you tell it to, for that fee that I showed you, and you're good to go. Now let's say you don't have the money and you don't want to, you don't want to do the 871. That's okay. Let's say you took that and divided it by 2. So let's just do 420. That's still a killer list. Okay, times 0.53. Guys, that's $200 a month. That's actually less than half a Zillow lead in my zip code. And I'm reaching out to 420. Now, how many of those 420 do you think you can close if you've got a good offer? You've got the 55 plus area, no state income tax. They've got cash. They just need to hook up with a realtor, right? Let me tell you what these guys are doing. They're going on to the Zillow and they're finding these 55 plus areas and they're looking at the agents there and they're calling them. So you know what we're doing? We're stopping that BS by going direct to the consumer. So instead of the consumer going to Zillow and calling an agent, we're going to the consumer saying, hey, I'm your agent. Let's talk. I can open up a world for you. So I don't know, man. That kind of marketing right there gets me excited as heck because I know it works and you control your expenses. So even if you couldn't do the 222 a month, half the 450 and just do 220. Now you're at $120 a month, reaching out to 220 people with $1 million homes. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
I have a question. You're showing us these amazing postcards. How do those postcards, do you make them here in Mailbox Power or do you make them elsewhere and upload it? Just quick little question.
They're getting ready to release a bombshell. Okay. Now, a couple of things you can do inside of Mailbox Power. I create a bunch of my cards, but they also have on this real estate tab a bunch of cards you can purchase, and they're usually between $1 and $20. Once you buy the card, you can use it as much times as you want. You don't pay for it anymore. Once you buy the license to it, you got it forever. You with me? So here's cards like, here's one, the time to sell is now. And every one of these cards is editable. Like you can edit the black background. You can put your picture here. You can edit this stuff. So cards are already designed. You just like, here's $2 and I own 3 sizes. I own a 5.5 by 8.5, a 4x6. So here's one that says sold. Again, $2, you can own that. Here's a just listed one. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. There are hundreds of these cards you can purchase. You just go and find the one.
Did you make them?
Huh?
Could you make a postcard and upload it into here if I were to make it on Canva?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when you get, like those of you that will use Dawn and Heather's link, not only are you going to get a 14-day trial, free trial, you get access to Mailbox University. There's an entire course on how to use this as a real estate agent, how to crush FSBOs, expireds, geofarming, and as a bonus, they're going to give you 18 done-for-you cards right here. All these cards, house foreclosure, just sold, expired, for sale by owner, reverse mortgage, probate cards, they give these to you. And there's 18 different sizes, and you can edit these cards to your heart's desire. Like the pictures can be edited, all of it's editable. But here's the bombshell. Underneath automations, I have been working, because I'm a firm believer that every one of the agents that I train, coach, and teach and that are on my team should be geofarming anywhere from 1 to 5 neighborhoods. And that's how you're going to get 20 to 30 deals a year, is geofarming 1 to 5 neighborhoods. Okay, what I've done with their marketing department at Mailbox is we've created a complete done for you neighborhood geo farm. And so this week, for those of you that have Mailbox Power, or if you're going to get it, they're going to drop the entire automation inside of your automation account. And then what you're going to do is you're going to clone that automation. So if this was it, you come over here and you duplicate it, and then you call it Rock Springs Geo Farm, Lakeview Point. You create whatever neighborhoods you're going to geo farm. Those cards are going to be in your account. And then we're going to give you a PDF playbook to show you how to quickly edit the cards, because the thing that works for me on geo farming, if I go back over here to save, the thing that I do that's different, guys, is I like to put a picture of the neighborhood. This is why I have such a high closing rate.
What's the typical, Isabel wants to know, what's the size of postcard do you recommend?
Okay, well, it depends. I always tell agents 5.5 by 8.5. However, I always tell agents when they come on board, because it's just going to take you a month to learn this program. And I'm not talking hours a day, but dedicate 30 minutes a day to this system. And in a month, you're going to be a Jedi master, a ninja on direct mail. But and those of you that use the link that they give you, you get a 14-day free trial. You can start mailing out postcards tomorrow if you want, but you get a 14-day trial. I always tell agents to take that 14 days and learn this system. They've got massive training in here, and it's not that difficult. But start off at the pro level, which is $49 a month. You get unlimited 4x6 cards for free. Just pay the postage. It's like 39 cents or 40 cents. Then you get 50 5x7 cards, which are 4-paneled color cards. You get 50 of those free. Just pay the postage, 55 cents. I upgraded to the executive level because I send a lot of cards out. So I get the 4x6 for free, the 5.5 by 8.5 for free, and I get 200 5x7. So like today, I sent out over $100 worth of cards, right? So when and if you decide to go this route, please don't get frustrated. They have a lot of education on here. And guys, I'm telling you, if you'll master this, you will be game. I mean, this thing will change some of your lives because it yields good results. Now, having said that, go ahead.
Kimberly asked, is the mailing list monthly or a one-time deal?
Once you buy it, you own it. I buy a mailing list and I mail to that list once a month. But when I purchase the list, like today, I purchased a neighborhood that I'm gonna start farming. Cost me $13 to purchase. I think it was like 111 homeowners. I'm gonna start farming those people next month. I bought the list. It's now sitting in my mailing list portfolio. Since I own the list, every month I'm gonna mail to them. I'm gonna do it for 12 months. 12 months from now, I'm gonna rebuy the list because there's gonna be the people that have been living there for 4 years will now be 5 years into it. So I'm just going to rebuy the list and make sure that I have the most up-to-date mailing address. Some of the people that live there won't use me. They'll use another agent and they'll be gone. So I'll update the list every 12 months. Does that answer your question?
I believe so. And then Isabel wants to know, how many farms should we geo farm?
Okay, good question. I personally think no less than 2, but go to 5. Now, it comes down to your budget. I like to have between 100 and 150 homeowners per farm. So back to my calculator, and really, that's why I said the reason I love this is you control your budget. So let's say it cost 150 people cost me $79 a month. That's one neighborhood, right? So if I want to do 5 neighborhoods, it's going to cost me $400 a month. But that's like 150 times 5, that's 700 plus homeowners every month I'm marketing to. I'm going to get a bunch of closings. Now, here's the good news. 70% of all of your listings are going to turn into buyers. So if I take 10 listings, 5 to 7 are going to be buying, and I'm going to be dealing with that. So when you do this system and you get 10 closings this year off of your postcards, you're actually going to get 15 to 17 closings because your homeowners are going to be buying another home. Now, that's taking the 55 plus out of the equation. I'm talking about general real estate outside of 55 plus. If you're dealing with families between the ages of 25 and 50 that are not buying into 55 plus, if they sell their home, they're buying another one. So literally 10 deals with this is worth 15 to 17 closings this year. Now, I'm going to ask a question if you're brave enough to answer it. All of you that are on this call right now, and I think we have 17, just say yes or no. Yes, if you did more than 17 deals yet last year. No, if you didn't. I would like to take a poll.
No.
If you're brave enough to answer it.
No.
If you did more than 17 deals, let me know. So just so you know, the average real estate agent, according to NAR, does 4.55 deals a year, and 70% of those are referrals, right? So what I'm trying to say to you guys is this type of marketing, 10 listings sold is equivalent to 17 deals because of the buyers you're going to get once you sell their home. Now, would you guys enjoy doing 17 closings this year? That's on you, not me. This is a pathway to get there. And the good news, I do all of my marketing. This stuff I do literally in the morning. I set it and forget it. Now it's working for me. It's like I can go golfing now because my marketing's working for me. Now, let me show you another thing you can do. Go ahead.
Typically, how many postcard touches before a homeowner reaches out and contacts you, do you think?
Okay, well, based on my example before, I'm on my 3rd postcard and I've got my 2nd listing to the neighborhood Crane's Landing that I'm farming right now. So it's going to depend. Here's how I judge my numbers. If there's 150 people you're sending postcards to every month for a year, there should be 3 to 5% of those should list with you this year. So again, if I take my calculator and I take 150 people times, let's just say 4%, that's 6 deals. That's 1 deal every other month. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And those 6 deals actually are going to turn into, let me add 3. Those 6 deals are actually going to be 9 deals because of the 6 people that I listed, 3 of them are buying. So I'm doing 9 deals. So off of that 150 list, I should get 9 deals out of it, which is about almost 0.7 deals a month. I hope that makes sense.
Kelly, the one thing that, realtors need to understand, don't give up. Keep doing it.
Girl.
It's the thing that they do it a month and they don't get anything and they stop and they do something different. And the very first time that I did it here in the Villages, I laughed because I was after listings and I got a $700,000 buyer. They were renting in the neighborhood that I happened to send cards, and they bought a $700,000. So, I could market all day long, but it's not, don't give up.
So there's 3 components to this that I teach my team. Number 1, you have to have offers. Having postcards, guys, if you don't know your craft, if you don't have offers, an offer is basically, if you work with me, this is what I'm going to do, right? So you have to have offers. Number 2, you have to have a good vehicle to deliver your offer. And guys, emails, that's not a good vehicle. 7 to 8% of your emails get read. That's it. You're not even allowed to text people without permission. So what does that leave you? Cold calling, but DNC list, forget about it. That's a $25,000 fine. Door knocking, go knock on a 68-year-old's door in the Villages and ask them if they're looking to sell their home. And let's see how that works for you, right? Open houses, networking. This right here is the best vehicle I've found for getting inside of a seller's home. And sending one card isn't going to win the day. One card a month for geofarming wins the battle, right? So now let me show you one more thing. The other thing that I work on, guys, and let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Go here. The other thing I work on, let me go to my automations tab. Oh, I wanted to launch something live for you. So Don, do you and Heather still use My Plus Leads? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
So I'm going to drop a link if that's okay. 30-day trial. If you guys want to use this, you're welcome to. Just cancel it after 30 days if you don't want it. But this is where I get tons of seller leads for $59 a month. And I have converted $60,000 worth of seller leads last year with this program. So there's a company called My Plus Leads. Okay. This company every day delivers me for sale by owner, expired, canceled, withdrawn, and pre-foreclosure. So I'm going to show you pre-foreclosure and I'm going to show you expired. So what I do is I log on, and this is where, Heather, can you bear with me for 5 minutes while I launch a campaign for everybody? I'm going to literally launch a campaign in front of your eyes to an expired homeowner. So I've already pre-looked at these. Here's one that I want to go ahead and target. So over here in my MLS, the first thing I do when I go to My Plus Leads is I look at the expired. I grab the MLS number, and I want to make sure it's still expired, that it hasn't relisted. It's not conditional. It's got to be off the market, not relisted. And this one is, okay? So then what I do is I come back over here. First thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to grab this guy's name. Okay, I'm going to go back to Mailbox Power. I'm going to go to my contacts. Now, guys, I'm launching a 5-week for sell by owner campaign or expired campaign right before your eyes. I'm going to create a new contact. And this is something I do. We can do this every morning when you wake up. So I'm going to put his name there. I'm going to get rid of this part of it. And I'm going to drop it over here and get rid of the initial. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is go grab his address. There it is. Hold on. Yep, that's it. There it is. Done. Next. Guys, wait till you see this. This is so dadgum easy. Create a new contact. He's now created. I'm going to copy his last name. Now, one of the things that, I just did wrong. That's not what I wanted. Bear with me, guys. Let me grab his last name. One of the things that you can do every morning when you wake up is this type of marketing to FSBOs, pre-foreclosures and expireds. Oh, don't be so difficult. Okay. Copy Mark Land. There. Then I'm going to save it. Save changes. Okay, we're done. Now, I like to automate everything. So I go into my automations tab and I'm going to find my expired campaign. And there it is right there, just so you can see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. There are 4 cards that will go out over the next 4 weeks, 1 card a week. Here's the first card. Homes are selling in your neighborhood, but yours hasn't. Think twice before you relist with the same agent. Here's the next card. If you can move in the next 30 days, then we need to talk. If your last agent failed, call the real estate ninja. This is another one. Did your last agent fail? And then the 4th week, there. I sell homes other agents couldn't, right? So let me go back to that campaign. I've already taken from My Plus Leads. I've already grabbed this guy's information, went over to Mailbox, took me less than a minute. So now I'm going to go to the expired drip again, and I'm going to manage recipient. Okay. I'm going to enroll a contact. I'm going to put his last name down. There he is. I just created him. I'm going to click it. Enroll. Yes, enroll. I'm done. I just launched a 4-week, 1 card a week campaign to this expired guy. He'll get his first card by Friday, maybe Saturday latest. And I don't have to do anything else. He'll get another card 7 days later, another one 7 days. My total cost for that 4-card campaign is about $1.90 total. So My Plus Leads, you can wake up every morning, like when I go to my dashboard. So today there were 3 FSBOs. There were 4 expireds, no pre-foreclosure. Yesterday, 5 FSBOs, 1 expired, but watch this. 8 pre-foreclosures. You see that? 8 pre-foreclosures. So now I can market to these pre-foreclosures as the real estate agent with the solution. Hey, if you guys are going through a tough spot, before you have the scenario where you're going to lose your home, let's talk about your options. I just want to have a conversation with them. There's 8, I might be able to list 1 or 2 and help them save their equity, right? How about that for leads every day you wake up? See, a lot of agents are afraid to deal with FSBOs and expireds because you do it the wrong way. They don't want you calling them, hey, this is Donald, this is Debbie, this is whoever from wherever, and I noticed your home's for sale by owner. I'm working with a buyer, bullcrap, you lying dog. I'm working with a buyer. Can I come preview your home, right? Or the next call. Hey, this is so-and-so with Acme Real Estate Company. When are you open to interviewing aggressive agents to get your home finally, right? That's the crap they're getting every day. You know what they're getting from me? They're getting a card from me with some possible solutions without the invasiveness of me on the phone with them, right? That is the kind of marketing I get excited about. So what I'll do, guys, I'll drop it in here. There is a 30-day free trial. If you don't like it or if you find that you're not using it, just go into your dashboard and cancel it on day 29. If you keep it, the FSBOs, expireds, canceled, withdrawals, it's like $50 or $55 a month or whatever, and it's month to month. You guys are welcome to keep it. This should be one of your best friends because I'm getting on average between 100 and 200 leads a month with My Plus leads, and every one of these are seller leads. So that's it. I've got more I could share, but I don't want to. Heather, do you want to go ahead and open it up to see if anybody has any questions?
I'd love to. Anybody want to open up their mics and ask Kelly any questions? We'd be happy to. I know
I'm here,
I've been
guys.
asking you some that have been in the chat box, but I'm happy to open it up for anybody else that'd like to talk.
Hey,
Hey,
Kelly. I've got a
this is
question.
Arna.
Arna, go ahead. We'll hit everybody.
Hey.
Listen, I'm here, guys, for the long haul. So
Thank you.
ask away.
Okay, Kelly, on your offers, what kinds of offers are you making? Thank you.
Okay. For sellers, what I like to do with a seller is I like to offer what's called I'll break down a couple. Variable commission plan. Now, let me explain this before I get some of you that are live and some of you on here that want to crucify me. You do whatever you want to do. Can we all agree that we are in some incredibly divisive times in real estate? Yes or no?
Yes.
These are crazy times, right? And so don't feel like if you have to adjust your commission that you're a loser. I'll give you for instance, one of my offers to sellers right now, especially if they're buying a home when they're sales and I'm their buyer's agent, I'm offering a 4.5% commission. This is where I tell them I will save you thousands of dollars in heavy commissions that other local real estate agents will charge you with my marketing plan. Now, how does this work? I just listed a $389,000 home and sold it. They got a 4.5% listing schedule from me. I paid the buyer agent 2%. I got 2.5%. Can I tell you that I had over 20 offers and not one buyer's agent called me and said, you're terrible for doing 2%, right? Right now, if you try to go to a builder, most of them are 2%. Some of them are only offering like $2,000 or $4,000. The market is that crazy. So what I do is I try to come in and offer the seller the opportunity to work with me and the opportunity to save on heavy commissions. I'm still going to make my money. Now, if they're buying another house and I'm making 2.5% on theirs, and I'm going to get 2.5% possibility on getting the buy side of the next, I can take this transaction to $20,000 in a heartbeat. So variable commission plan. Number 2, easy exit listing. Mr. Homeowner, when you work with the Real Estate Ninja, you can fire me at any time for any reason. You will not be penalized. I will take your home off immediately and I will remove you from the obligation of dealing with me. You won't have a contractual obligation with me. I hope that doesn't happen. I've never had it happen before, but I want you to feel safe and comfortable in this transaction. So Mr. Homeowner, I give you my easy exit listing. That's another offer. Offer number 3, Mr. Homeowner, Mrs. Homeowner, sometimes things can get hectic. We get your house under contract. I'm going to provide you guys with your moving boxes. So prior to you guys getting ready to move towards the end of this closing, I'm going to go ahead and drop off your moving boxes for you. Mr. Homeowner, I'm also going to take care of cleaning your current residence. So when you guys move out, our people will come in and clean your home for you. I don't want you to worry about it. Mr. Homeowner, Mrs. Homeowner, I also have a plan if you're going to use me as a buyer's agent to potentially hire me for free. Here's how that works. When I sell your home and we're looking for your next home, I will negotiate with that seller for up to 3% of your closing cost. If I can't get 3%, if I can't get you at least 1.5%, I'm going to give you $1,000 of my commission on the next sale to use for closing costs and prepaids. Now, if I can get you 3%, which in this market, good luck, but I've done it. If I can get him 3% and he paid me 2.5% on the sale of his home, he literally hired me for free and actually might have put money in his pocket, right? So it's all in how you communicate this offer. The other thing I talk about is how I go about marketing. Mr. Seller, when I take your home and I list it, I will give you access immediately to thousands of buyers right now who are looking to buy in your area. And these buyers are all going to have pre-approvals. They're going to have a motivation to close on their next home. We are going to invite more people to your home than any other agent. And here's how we do it. And guys, this is where I use the MLS. Once I take a listing, I use the MLS to go in and invite listing agents that have a home listed within 5 miles of my listing, because realistically, their homeowners are buying another home. So instead of me waiting on them to find my home, I'm going to email an invite to bring their family to my home. If your family hasn't found their next home and they're a move-up buyer, please feel free to schedule a time to come look at our home. We think it'd be a great fit. And guys, I use that strategy to drive a lot of buyers to my listings by inviting other agents to bring their family. So when I translate that to the seller, no other agent has even talked about doing this. So now my stock goes up exponentially because I'm bringing marketing to the table that nobody else talked about. He doesn't want to see these fancy spreadsheets, right? I'm saying, this is what I'm going to do. And there's other types of offers I bring to the table, but hopefully that gives you guys enough meat to start to digest it and maybe take what I just said and put your own spin on it. But I would definitely come up with good offers for your sellers, because you need to stand apart from all the other agents out there. And most of your competition, what they're saying, we're going to communicate. We're going to get your home listed and exposed. We're going to do open houses. Well, whoop-de-freaking do. Everybody does that. Let me tell you what we're going to do that they're not going to do, right? I hope that helped. Did that help you?
Great. No, that's great, Kelly. We used to do those things years ago, and with a tight market, those are great lead-ins.
Yep.
Do you have Curbio in Florida?
We do. I don't use it.
Do you think that's a good lead into? We'll fix your house before you sell?
Sure. Well, look, there isn't, like, my stuff isn't 100% the only thing. So yes, by all means, come up.
Express buyers, cash offers
Yes.
on your home.
Oh,
blah,
heck
blah,
yeah.
blah.
Oh, heck yeah. Matter of fact, I use a company called Zillow to do all my cash offers. And I do from time to time tell the seller, I'll have a cash offer on your home within 24 hours. I don't want you to take it, but it's there if you need it, because I think I can sell I know I can sell your home to a buyer, but I'll get this cash offer for you to let you know that there is an avenue if you need to take it. And
That's
let me tell you,
great.
the cash offers on pre-foreclosures, you ought to be hitting all these pre-foreclosures up with cash offers.
I don't think we have many yet here, Kelly. What is your last name, Kelly? Because you were awesome. This is like my favorite class in EXP ever.
My last name is Wheeler. You can find me at EXP.
Yes,
I have
yes.
about 9,000 agents on my workplace group. And I'll let Heather, if you don't mind, everybody here that knows Heather, email her, give them a link to my workplace group and tell them to join. I've got a lot of training on that group.
I'll do
This
that
was
right now.
great, Kelly, this was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else before we're done? We kind of went a little bit longer, I guess. But if you got a question, I'm here.
It's happy hour in California.
Yeah, that's right. That's not vodka. That's water.
Yes. Thanks, Kelly. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Heather.
You are so
Kelly.
welcome. I am, okay, so
Hey, Kelly.
Dawn, if you can go ahead and plug in his workplace information, that would be great. I just want to thank
Hey, Heather.
everybody for coming, and Kelly.
Go ahead. Go, Debbie.
She's ignoring me.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm talking and I'm thinking you can hear me, but I just want to say, I want to thank
Hold on,
everybody.
hold
for
on.
coming.
You're
Heather.
muted again. Debbie, go ahead with your question. Heather, quiet for 1 second, please.
Kelly, is there a way to do a custom card with market updates in Mailbox Power,
Okay.
whatever it's called?
Yes, let me show you one. How about that? That's a good card to send out to a farm.
That's what I do.
So there is a card on here. Bear with me, guys. Can you see? Oh, let me share my screen again. There, let me see if I can find it. I actually own the card. I just haven't used it because I've got like marketing ADD sometimes. I just do too much. Okay, here's a good one. Let me show you what this one looks like. And it comes in multiple colors, but look at this, 650K, and all of these numbers are editable. So whatever geographical area you're wanting to update, you can change these figures to fit that geolocation. So there's an example of one, but there's an even better one. Let me see if I can't find it, I'll get off of here. But man, there's a really good one here. I own it. Where are you? Oh, this is a good one. Pre-foreclosure. Look at there. I own that card. That's a great one to send out to people going through pre-foreclosure. This also has a great 12-month, 1 4x6 card a month recipe card with your information on the back, thanking them for doing business with you. All right, I'm not going to find it now that she asked for it. But yes, they have a killer card just for what you're talking about. Here's a buyer one, turn renters into buyers. See if I can find it. Here's a bunch of them. The real estate market's hot. It's on fire. I own all of those. And I'm not finding that card. Let me go see if I own it up here, and then I'll stop.
That's okay. I just wondered if they had something that
They
you could
do.
actually plug in
They
your-
do, and I could find it if I weren't on this video with you guys. But they have a really good one, and all you have to do, it tells everybody in the neighborhood, here's how many homes sold in the last 6 months. Here's the average sale price in your neighborhood. And then it just does all this geographical data, and all you have to do is go to your MLS and find the data and then edit it on the card, and now you can send it to that neighborhood, and it's specific to that neighborhood. So that's a good card.
All right, Heather, it's all yours.
Well,
Close her
I
up.
just had one quick one. On Kelly, any comment on Nosy Neighbor that is provided through KV Corp?
Yes, I have to be very careful. Can I just say this? I believe Nosy Neighbor is the one where you have to do a 12-month contract, correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It is.
Okay.
When they first launched that, a lot of agents jumped on it. And I tend to stay away from things that just launch, just so I can get some history on it. A lot of agents, from what I say, came back like a month or 2 months later and were very disappointed. And they were like, I did this 12-month contract. How do I get out? And I think with Noisy Neighbor, it's like a $300 or $400 minimum commitment. Do you realize with $400, I can send out about 900 cards a month to any, I can farm 5 neighborhoods for that kind of money. So I personally would stick with what I'm doing, but I mean, it's a cost. I wouldn't, let me put it this way. I wouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. It didn't seem to have near the features that the Mailbox had. I just was curious if you had any feedback or anything. Yeah.
It's the feedback that I heard on Workplace was no bueno.
Okay.
All right, Heather, we good?
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to thank everybody for coming tonight. And I want to personally thank you from the board, which is Donald, myself, and Laura, and Debbie. And especially you, Kelly, I appreciate you coming to the rescue. I can't thank you enough for helping us out in a pinch.
No problem.
It was awesome tonight. It really was. I always love learning new stuff from you.
And make sure, guys, if you're either on this live or you're watching this on YouTube or wherever else, drop comments below, and Heather will get you guys the 14-day free trial. Their link to this program. I highly recommend you doing it, just simply because it works. But if you don't do this one, go ahead and do your research and find a direct mail company that you can start using. because direct mail, to me, it's just tried and true. So get with Heather if you need the link. And if you're not on this live, then look at wherever she posts this. She should be putting, or they should be putting a link, and get yourself inside of this system that works.
Yep.
Yeah, this recording will be in our Facebook group and workplace group tomorrow, as well as up on our YouTube channel. So anybody will be able to see it then.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Always a
so much.
pleasure having you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank
It's
you.
5 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelly.
God bless everybody.
Thank you. That was awesome.